What's up, sports bettors? The NFL is in London. We have Vikings Saints in London at 7:30 a.m. So very early NFL game, but we get to bet on the NFL, watch NFL earlier in the day. Doesn't sound like a problem to me. So a little annoying, but the lines have been ripping towards the Vikings due to some lineup changes. You can see I bet, a lot of college football in here, but I had the Saints in a parlay at plus 115 odds, which now looks horrible because they're all the way up to plus 166 on the Betfair exchange, right? So, of course, lines can always move against you, but you hate to see it happen when you have a team plus 115 and a huge parlay, and the line moves against you this much. But regardless, I'm going to be sharing with you another sharp bet for this game, okay? So, as always, browsing odds on OddsJam is completely free, right? You want to look at NFL lines, free to browse. Golf, soccer, tennis. You want to look at player props, whatever you want to bet on. What's really unique about OddsJam and this YouTube is we try to focus on strategies to make you money, right? We give you the pick, but we also like to focus on how to make money long term, right? My background, if you're new to this channel, is I was a quant on Wall Street, right? I became a very serious sports bettor, very profitable sports bettor, and really just kind of learned a lot about the market, right? The market is fascinating in sports betting because you have all of these different operators or sports books setting lines independently, right? Like, it's wild. Some sports books have the Saints at plus 145, others at plus 166, right? So kind of the key to sports betting is realizing that you should be using all this data to identify sharp picks and line discrepancies, right? Like, you're never going to make money sports betting if you're placing bets at plus 130 when there's other sports books in your location offering plus 166. You have to find value, right? So the play I ended up going with is actually on PrizePicks. So PrizePicks is a DFS platform, and what's really interesting about this platform is they always offer the same payout. So 2 picks is always going to be 20 to win 60, right? You take overs, unders, it doesn't matter what 2 picks you select, always getting 20 to win 60. So we've gone through the math before, but essentially what this means is PrizePicks is giving you the implied odds of minus 137 in a 2-pick entry, right? So in a 2-pick entry, you're always getting minus 137 implied odds on PrizePicks. So the play I ended up going with is Tre'Quan Smith under 2.5 receptions at minus 137 implied odds, paired with George Pickens over 2.5 receptions at minus 137 implied odds, right? These are both positive EV bets. So all the positive EV tool does, right, is it goes to the sports books, it scans all of these lines, all of these player props. There's millions of odds kind of on sports books. So what OddsJam does is just kind of update all these prop lines in real time and mainline markets, of course, to show you value, right? Where's the value mathematically? So what you'll notice is like Tre'Quan Smith under 2.5 receptions is minus 137 implied odds on PrizePicks. Every sportsbook is pricing this minus 180 to minus 187 roughly, right? So we're just getting such big improvement, 50 cents of improvement from Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker. This bet has a 10.95% profit margin. So this is an insane play, being able to get this in your entry at minus 137. Like, when the sportsbooks have the unders heavily juiced, it's because they think the under is a lot more likely to hit, right? And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? The OddsJam line is the same as Pinnacle. You have 4 sportsbooks telling you, yo, this under should be priced at like a fair line, a true price of roughly minus 151, right? If you kind of take the average of these sportsbooks and just remove the VIG from their market, right? So when a sportsbook is juicing the under to minus 187 and giving you the over at plus 137, that's a market with VIG, right? The sportsbooks have VIG in their markets. So what we need to do is remove it and get an estimate of what is the true price for our bet. So we can see for Tre'Quan Smith under 2.5 receptions, the true odds with no VIG removed, right? Removing the sportsbook spread is minus 152. We're getting this in a 2-pick power play at minus 137. So that's why this play is such great value, right? So there's no BS. There's nothing about Traquan Smith and his girlfriend or stepping off the bus or he looked tired on the flight to London. There's no BS, right? OddsJam is, really used by, pro sports bettors, people who do this full-time for a living to find sharp bets and get an edge, get a leg up on the sports books, right? And this is a ridiculous play, being able to get it. And then we paired it with George Pickens, which also looks incredible, minus 137. So we have two bets at the implied price of minus 137. So if we go to a little parlay calculator, our payout, if we're hitting it for $100, is going to come out to $300 or $200 in profit, right? So what I actually ended up going with, I completely apologize, is I skipped the Traquan Smith one because I actually already bet it. And I went with Najee Harris over 2.5, which we should also see on the page. Here it is. Najee Harris over 2.5. Once again, ridiculous value. Over 2.5 is heavily juiced towards the over. So this is an NFL game not in London. So I don't know if we like betting on it as much, but still a lot of good value in this play at minus 137. So let's make some money, guys.